It was around 7:30. I'm not sure. The drops were usually on Fridays, near the docks on an abandoned warehouse. I must have gone there 6, 7 times. I would hate to go there alone, but that way Rachel could stay at home and taking care of the rest while I made the deal. And every time I would go there was always different people. There were no goodbyes, no hellos. I would just drop the money, they would count it, and they would put the product in a gym bag near my feet. It was that simple. That Friday was different though. I saw a familiar face that bothered me right away. Denver's. It was one of the top guys from the organization, with necklaces in his bare chest and full of bracelets and always a cigarette in his mouth. He said, "You look hot," while I dropped the bag on his feet. The man counted the money and they left the scene rather quickly. Something was up. He kept getting closer to me, and he said that there are other ways to pay. But I never replied, and he kept getting closer and touching my face, touching my arm, and I couldn't do anything. It was in that moment that I said that I was in a rush. I needed to leave there as soon as possible. And he punched me and grabbed me to the car with my back facing him while he started to undo his pants, and I couldn't do anything. That's when he punched me harder, and I couldn't cry, I couldn't scream. And that's when I realized that I was either getting raped or do something about it. I remember that I had a knife in my waist. I always carried it with me because we never know. And when he kept saying, "Yeah, you are hot," I decided to play along. And I faced him, smiled at him, and he told me, "I knew you wanted, baby." And that's when I stabbed him in his cock. And he fell on the ground, grabbing his balls. Blood splattered all over the place, and in that moment I stabbed him in his heart twice. The hatred has taken over me. All I could see was me stabbing him, killing him, and he falling dead on the ground. Silent. The warehouse was quiet again, and I needed to leave. I saw the product on the back seat of his car. I grabbed it, I grabbed the money, and I started to run as fast as I can. My shirt was full of blood, and I decided to take it off while I was running home. It was fast, almost like an instant, and all I could smell was his smell in my clothes, in my body, and I needed to run. I need to get home. But I knew in that moment that nothing will ever be the same. The other guys, would never let this go. Denver's was a big deal in our organization. They would want payback. And that's when I realized that my true escape has just begun.